Blake Lively's comments are coming back in the news, and it isn't for a good reason. Her past reputation as one of the mean girls in Hollywood isn't doing her any favors right now. Blake Lively has long been admired for her quick wit, bold personality, unwavering confidence. Just ask her loyal fans. Or take a look at her hilarious online banter with her husband Ryan Reynolds. But lately, her trademark sense of humor has been stopping at some serious roadblocks. One of the most talked about incidents revolves around an undated panel discussion clip that went viral on TikTok. In the video, Blake is seated next to her Gossip Girl co-star Leighton Meester. While discussing some behind-the-scenes anecdotes, Blake cracks what she clearly intended as a joke. "Well, some of us started in a cage," she says, waving her hand in Leighton Meester's direction. The audience's reaction? Stunned silence and a few awkward chuckles. Blake, perhaps realizing the crowd's discomfort, quickly backpedaled, "Come on, it was a joke, Lord have mercy."
Come on, it was a joke.
Unfortunately, her attempts to patch things up only made people more uncomfortable. Onlookers in the room and later social media commentators expressed their disapproval, calling the comment tone-deaf and insensitive. The fact that Blake's joke was directed at Leighton Meester made it all the more jarring. So for those of you who don't know, Leighton Meester was actually born in a prison. So it was a pretty mean joke. According to executive producer Joshua Safran, who spilled the beans at a Vanity Fair interview, Blake and Leighton weren't exactly BFFs in real life despite playing best friends on screen. Sure, they weren't bitter enemies, but they definitely didn't share the same warm rapport fans might have hoped for. So you can imagine how uncomfortable it must have been for Leighton to stand by while Blake made jokes at her expense. It's one thing to exchange like friendly jabs with a long-term pal. It's another to target someone who you're not really close with. Fans quickly jumped in to call Blake's joke in bad taste, with many pointing out that humor doesn't always translate well between acquaintances, especially when it digs into personal struggles. The biggest issue with Blake's cage joke is its reference to Leighton Meester's unconventional background. Leighton was born to Constance Meester, who was incarcerated and serving time for some big things. Growing up, Leighton spent her early years under her grandmother's care. This background is no secret to longtime fans, but it's still a delicate subject. Bringing it up in an offhand joke, especially in a public way, it's not a good look. Many who witnessed the viral clip felt that Blake's comment trivialized Leighton's hardships, turning them into punchlines rather than showing any empathy. After the clip made its rounds, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram erupted with opinions. Some people posted saying that they'd never see Blake the same way again, while others argued that Blake was just trying to lighten the mood with some playful banter. Still, the overwhelming opinion leaned toward disapproval. A barrage of comments labeled Blake as insensitive, disrespectful, unfunny. The last thing you want when you already have rumors of onset tension is to make a public fool of yourself that confirms everyone's suspicions. Yet here was Blake, caught on camera, making a remark about someone else's difficult childhood. The timing and the tone made it practically impossible for her to talk her way out of it. And this isn't the first time Blake has found herself in hot water over her words. Throughout 2024, multiple clips of her interviews have gone viral for all the wrong reasons. Whether it's the way she discusses sensitive topics or her quick, flippant retorts to seemingly harmless questions, something about Blake's delivery rubs certain fans the wrong way. Another glaring example of Blake's commentary took place during a Vogue 73 Questions segment back in July 2014. The interviewer asked her which movie made her laugh the hardest, and Blake responded without batting an eyelash with Shawshank Redemption. Cue the collective record scratch. The 1994 classic is a famously gritty tale of wrongful imprisonment, friendship, corruption. It's hailed as one of the most emotionally stirring films of all time. Not exactly a laugh-out-loud romp. The interviewer seemed amused but quickly moved on. When the clip resurfaced on TikTok, though, fans weren't so forgiving.
Movie you laughed the hardest through?
Shawshank Redemption.
They questioned if Blake had actually watched the same movie or if she was just attempting some dry, sarcastic humor and completely missing the mark. Social media erupted once again. One user commented that Blake might have been pulling Ryan Reynolds, known for his deadpan humor, but ultimately failed to deliver. Another person insisted that Blake was just trying to be ironic but flubbed the execution. Another viewpoint argued that Blake might not have had an actual answer in mind and tossed out the first random little thing she could think of, trying to appear clever or edgy. Whatever her intentions, her response was negative, with some calling her blindsidedly pretentious, others rolling their eyes at what they saw as a clumsy attempt at humor. While Blake still has plenty of superfans, the growing thread on Reddit called her cringe, demonstrating a noticeable shift in how certain corners of the internet perceive her. Some people said she's always been this way but flew under the radar because the media loved her. Now with multiple clips surfacing, people are revisiting past interviews, discovering more instances where her jokes may have landed awkwardly. Many argue that it's fine to have a sense of humor after all, it's part of what made her so likable, but you have to know when to pivot and show respect, especially around heavy topics like incarceration and other things that shouldn't be taken lightly. The Scrutiny over her comedic style also comes to a head with her recent press tour for It Ends With Us. The movie tackles heavy themes, yet Blake seemed more focused on flaunting her new healthcare line, Blake Brown Beauty, and gushing about the film's fashion. Fans felt that downplaying the serious elements of the story was another example of Blake's disconnect. A contingent of viewers and readers voiced dismay, saying she had trivialized a serious subject in favor of self-promotion. Celebrity journalist Kirsty Flab recently posted a video titled "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job," garnering over 3 million views and stirring considerable buzz. The footage, taken in 2016 during an interview for Cafe Society, left watchers with a negative taste in their mouth. The tension began when Kirsty attempted to compliment Blake's pregnancy, saying, "First off, congrats on your little bump." Blake responded with a curt "congrats on your little bump," gesturing towards Kirsty.
Congrats on your little bump.
Making matters more awkward, Parker Posey, also present for the interview, asked, "What about my bump?" as she pointed to her backside.
What about my bump?
The two actresses spent much of the remaining time conversing with each other, barely acknowledging Kirsty. Their behavior struck viewers as mean-spirited rather than entertaining. Kirsty visibly struggled with the uncomfortable exchange. Nonetheless, she maintained her professionalism. Speaking with the Daily Mail, Kirsty admitted, "It hurts because I obviously wasn't pregnant and I could never get pregnant." Another moment involved Blake using a word she shouldn't have been using while chatting with Elle about the possibility of having daughters, saying she wants her kids to appreciate shoes, bags, and stories. The comment garnered a wave of online criticism. Meanwhile, rumors of a feud between Blake and her It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni have gained momentum. Justin, who both directed and starred in the film, raised eyebrows when he skipped all press appearances with his castmates and steered clear of the red carpet alongside Blake. Justin has reportedly hired Melissa Nathan, the crisis PR manager known for her work with Johnny Depp, during his court battle against Amber Heard. Insiders claim Blake and Justin clashed over creative choices. Reports suggested Blake and her husband Ryan brought in an editor to assemble their preferred vision of the film, which apparently became the final cut. Rumors also circulated that Blake accused Justin of weird on-set conduct, but neither party has publicly addressed these claims. According to sources speaking to the Daily Mail, Blake is worried about her career following the continuous missteps she's had. Rumor has it she believed her new role would be her moment to shine, but now fears it could derail her career. Blake is definitely upset by the backlash. She thought this was her big opportunity, but now she worries it could end everything, said one insider. She's concerned nobody will want to work with her after this. The source added that Blake hopes to keep producing, directing, acting, but intends to pause and reconsider her next steps. What do you guys think about Blake now? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you have a great day.